Pandaemonium in Parliament continued for the 8th day running, and there seems to be no breakthrough inside. The opposition is demanding a probe into the Pegasus Snoopgate as the centre insists that an issue is being made out of a non-issue and that the opposition only wants to derail the business of the House. Our political bureau with our lead story tonight.
Congratulate Mirabai Chanu for winning the medal.
And it is successfully going.
So, we are very
Pandaemonium, ruckus and deadlock. Day 8 of the Parliament storm. No debate, only disruption. The Pegasus Snoopgate face-off threatening to consume this entire monsoon session of Parliament. Lok Sabha Speaker Om Birla warned unruly MPs for tearing and throwing papers at the chair and disrespecting Parliament on Thursday.
आसन पर पर्चे फेंकना, आसन की अवमानना करना हमारी संसदीय परंपराओं के अनुरूप नहीं है। क्या आप कल की घटना इस संसदीय गरिमा के अनुरूप मानते हैं? क्या इसे न्यायोचित मानते हैं? हम सबको सामूहिक रूप से निर्णय करना होगा कि हम कैसे इस सदन की गरिमा और सम्मान को बढ़ा सकते हैं।
The government tried to broker peace. Union Minister Piyush Goyal met opposition floor leaders in Mallikarjun Kharge's room over coffee. However, there was no assurance from the aggressive opposition, which has been seeking a probe and debate on the Snoopgate scandal. It merely asserted that it was the responsibility of the government to run Parliament.
Why are you avoiding Pegasus? It is collectively for all parliamentarians an insult. It is collectively an insult for all parliamentarians, for the institution of Parliament. What is the conclusion, friends? That they are not only hiding, they have much to hide. They have no answers.
And I think there was a very strong conversion.
The opposition also disrupted the speech of External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar in the Rajya Sabha.
To our relations with the United States, when it comes to Quad, when it comes to Indo-Pacific, these are all our national choices which serve our national interests.
Government, while maintaining that it is ready for any discussion, called the snooping charges baseless again.
Unnecessarily a non-issue बना के इतने सारे दुनिया के हजारों लोगों का अभी ऐसा स्पाइंग हो सकता है क्या? There should be, and what Rahul Gandhi talks he doesn't understand. That is his basic problem.
The Parliament hangama has ensured that there is no debate over the COVID fight or economic situation. It has also ensured passage of key bills without any debate. With Polami Saha in Delhi, Bureau Report, India Today.
So should there be a probe into the Pegasus case files, or is the opposition demanding an investigation in the absence of substantive evidence? Joining me on this broadcast in what promises to be a fiery face-off, representing the ruling Bharatiya Janata Party, its spokesperson Sambit Patra, squaring off against him from the Congress, Pawan Khera. Dr. Patra, first to you. In France, on the 20th of July, investigators have ordered an investigation. In Israel, there were raids or visits at the offices of the NSO, the company that manufactures Pegasus. An investigation has been ordered into this alleged surveillance. In Algeria, deep concern has been expressed. An investigation has been ordered, as also in Hungary, where Prime Minister Viktor Orban has ordered an investigation on the 22nd of July. And in Mexico, the president has ordered an investigation. So if in Mexico, Hungary, Algeria, Israel, and in France, on the basis of the same charges, an investigation has been ordered by the central governments, why do you believe that in India there is no reason for your government to order an investigation into the Pegasus case files? Let's start. Dr. Patra.
See, twofold in fact, Rahul. See, based on assumptions, presumptions and speculations, you cannot move ahead. because we have seen what was written and printed in the print. I mean, in The Wire, which was one of the partners as far as the international conglomerate of the news channels are concerned. I mean, categorically, The Wire mentions that we also cannot, in a confirmed manner, mention whether this snooping, quote-unquote snooping, has been done or not. We cannot mention the names. We cannot even mention the name of the Supreme Court judge. In fact, the Supreme Court judge that was being mentioned by the opposition party, that The Wire declines to mention. So on presumptions and on speculations, you believe that the Parliament of India should be stalled. We believe that what happens in Algeria, what happens in Hungary should be done in India. My firm belief and my firm submission over here is what happens on the floor of the Indian Parliament is sacrosanct. You want investigation, you want to debate Pegasus, you have to keep all these issues on the floor of the most pious institution of Indian democracy, that is the Parliament of India. Discuss there. Ironically, indiscipline has taken over decorum in Parliament. While we were discussing on Parliament, while the concerned minister, the IT minister, was reading out from the papers, in fact, on the issue of Pegasus, you snatch the paper away, you tear and throw the paper away. Is this the way Algeria, Hungary or any other country behaves? Of course not. You have to be sensible, you have to be disciplined, number one. Number two, Rahul, tell me, in fact, I was watching your channel since morning. The headline, you broke the headlines with the COVID situation in Kerala. Right now also, the headline that we are reading below is the COVID situation in Kerala is going out of hand. Probably we are heading towards a third wave. The same Congress party, the same opposition party had cried foul. They had said, why not hold a special session of Parliament and specially debate and discuss Corona, the preparedness for the third wave.
Okay, so you made multiple points. Let's get in a counter from Pawan Khera. I'll come back to you in a moment.
Yes.
You're saying that on the basis of assumptions, presumptions and speculation, the opposition is not letting the House function. At this moment, there isn't a single shred of substantive evidence which suggests that the Modi government ordered this snooping, and therefore, Mr. Khera, Sambit Patra and the BJP believe that there is no reason for a full-fledged investigation and that you're doing this deliberately because you don't want the House to function. Pawan Khera.
This government is sabotaging the standing committee to discuss Pegasus. Why is it sabotaging the standing committee? What is it that they got to hide? भैया आपको छिपाने को कुछ नहीं, कर दीजिए inquiry. On 11th December 2019, what did the Honorable Minister Ravi Shankar Prasad say in the Parliament? He admitted in a reply to Mr. Revant Reddy's question, he admitted that there was hacking on WhatsApp platforms. So if you speak in multiple languages, now our question is simple, our question is, has the government or any agency of the government procured Pegasus or not? Say yes or no. You will stand up and say, we do interception legally. We are not asking every government does interception legally. We are asking, did you procure Pegasus or not? Say no if you haven't, or any of your agencies has.
The right forum to ask these questions, Mr. Khera, is Parliament.
You didn't interrupt him. No, so let me finish, please.
I'm asking this question, that the right place to stand up and ask the BJP this question is Parliament. If you have a proper debate, you can pin the government down on the floor of the House on these questions, Mr. Khera.
So the standing committee is the wrong place. Are you trying to say that standing committees are wrong places to discuss this? They should be wound up. Let's remove standing committees. So if we try and discuss it in the Parliament, you don't want any discussion in the Parliament. We want a discussion in the standing committee. You sabotage the standing committee. And if I am trying to make a point, Rahul Kamal interrupts me. So let's just finish. Let me finish my point first. Rahul, I'll digress a little for 5 seconds. In Rafale, the country which has supposed to have made more profit than it should have, which is France, has ordered an inquiry. But the country which has suffered losses, financial losses on charges of corruption, has not only not ordered an inquiry, is running away from inquiry and is busy throwing muck at the opposition. In case of Ladakh, China enters into our territory, that the Prime Minister gives a clean chit to China. In the case of Pegasus, instead of launching an inquiry, there are raids happening on the media which reports Pegasus. Israel, which is the company has supposed to have profited out of India. Israel as a country has gained out of India in terms of Pegasus, in terms of information. They are raiding the company. But our Prime Minister is standing with a private company of Israel. Our Prime Minister is standing with Dassault, not with India. Our Prime Minister is standing with China, not with India.
Okay. Now,
what kind of a
Dr.
government is this?
Patra, the concern is that if the government continues to shy away from an investigation, the opposition will keep hammering home the point that the government has something to hide, which is why you're not ordering a probe, which is exactly what the then Rajiv Gandhi government did in the Bofors case, where they just assumed that the case will go away and that there was no reason for an investigation till the time Rajiv Gandhi much later realized that was a big mistake. Are you running the same risk if you say, okay, we have nothing to hide, we haven't snooped on Rahul Gandhi or anybody else, let's order a probe, let a Supreme Court judge investigate India's relationship with NSO and Pegasus, then people will say, okay, they have nothing to hide, so they open for a probe. Is the government adding to the spectre of confusion, suspicion by staying away from a probe? Dr. Patra.
See, Rahul, I mean, very frankly speaking, the only one who appears to be confused or who are appearing to confuse people are the opposition party, particularly, in fact, the Congress party. The people of the country would hardly know Pegasus, and people of the country know very well that no one is snooping them. They're concerned about the daily codes, and let me tell you categorically, most of us are concerned about corona. We are concerned about how to protect our family, especially our kids, if at all we have a third wave. So as far as Pegasus is concerned, well, it's the Congress party which is confused and trying to spread confusion as well. Number two, what my good friend from the Congress party right now said was what they're trying to do in Parliament as well. Digress from the topic. Go away from the topic. Look, you asked about Pegasus, they spoke about Rafale. You asked about Pegasus, they spoke about China. You asked about Pegasus, they spoke about Ladakh. Astonishingly, they speak about Rafale. Remember, Rafale was investigated in India by the highest authority, judicial authority of India, the Supreme Court and the CAG, both of them giving a clean chit. To the extent that one of the opposition leaders, namely Mr. Rahul Gandhi, literally had to fold his hands, and in fact he had to submit a sorry in front of the Supreme Court. So I firmly believe, see, as far as the Congress party is concerned, the only weapon that they hold is digression. Secondly, they talk about China. I mean, look, remember Mr. Rahul Gandhi and the whole clan of the Gandhis were found under the Chinese tent during Doklam standoff. So you have no reason as to why you should be questioning the Indian government. Coming to Pegasus and the evidence and the investigation, I would say, Rahul Gandhi, please go ahead. You said your telephone, your mobile has a hathiyar, a weapon inside it, and you know that there is a weapon inside it. If you know there is a weapon inside it, why not go and file an FIR? Why not submit your phone for the extraction of the weapon? You would pin down the Modi government. That is the smoking gun in your hand. If Rahul Gandhi has a smoking gun in his hand, is the BJP or Modi government preventing Rahul Gandhi from in fact showing the smoking gun on the floor of the parliament? Go ahead. Who is stopping you?
Pawan Khera, that's a very compelling argument. If Rahul Gandhi's phone has indeed been hacked into, he has the right to go to a police station, file an FIR, get his own phone forensically examined. If the Pegasus software is found on his phone, that will be the smoking gun that you can take to the country. Right now, he himself hasn't gone to the police station or filed an FIR. You can start your own probe, Mr. Khera.
Okay, fine. I'll point-wise respond to it. I gave the example of Mr. Modi's running away from facts, from truth, from India, from the interests of India, and hiding with China, hiding with Israel, siding with Dassault. So that example, I repeat, was again to reinforce how Mr. Modi behaves when he gets cornered. He doesn't stand with the interests of India. Now, did Mr. Macron file an FIR? Why did Israel launch an inquiry? Based on some FIRs by other countries? No. Israel launched an inquiry based on the same media reports, same investigations which 80 journalists have across the world brought out. You were talking about Rafale and Supreme Court. I'm sorry, you are misleading, and this is the contempt of court. The Honorable Supreme Court said under Article 33 they cannot investigate. They did not say don't appoint a JPC. Why aren't you appointing a JPC? And CAG did not even consider the Indian negotiating team's dissent note. Don't talk about your compromised institutions that you are busy compromising from morning to evening. Rahul Kanwal, our CBI director, our judicial officers, our women reporters, our bureaucrats, our leaders of opposition get hacked, and this government is not worried? Is it an anti-national government? They are not even worried. Let's assume for a minute, Rahul, that this government did not hack into their phones. मान लेते हैं एक मिनट के लिए. Then who else did? Shouldn't this government be more worried then? भाई मोदी जी के रहते हुए कोई और कैसे जासूसी कर रहा है हमारे नेताओं की, हमारे पत्रकारों की, हमारे जजेस की, हमारे सीबीआई अफसरों की, हमारे ब्यूरोक्रेट्स की? ये काम तो मोदी जी का है, सरकार का है।
Sambit Patra,
कर रहा है।
Ashwini
मोदी जी के रहते
Vaishnav's
हुए।
phone was also on the list of suspected hacks. Prahlad Joshi's phone was on that list as well. These are BJP functionaries and ministers. If this isn't the government that ordered the hacking and there's a private party that's doing this, isn't it then in the interest of the central government to order a probe to find out who's been up to no good? Because that is, sir, an anti-national act.
Who said Prahlad Joshi's phone was hacked? Who said that Ashwini Vaishnav's phone was hacked? Who? Some Tom, Dick and Harry comes out and says that your phone is hacked. Would you believe them? Of course not. Please, President, I say forget. If you don't believe Ashwini Vaishnav, he categorically denied. If you don't believe him, forget him because he's our minister. You believe Rahul Gandhi. My simple challenge on one of the biggest channels of India is, he is holding the smoking gun. He says my phone is hacked. I know there is a weapon inside my phone. I can in fact produce that in front of the country. This is what he said yesterday. Why doesn't Rahul Gandhi produce this weapon in front of the country? Who has stopped him? Now Mr. Pawan Khera says that all the institutions of this country are compromised. No, you don't have to laugh. Just a second. All the institutions of this country are compromised, and who will investigate?
You are cracking
From
a
Italy,
joke and I laugh.
we will call investigating authorities from Italy to investigate. You said, in fact, remember, they wanted to impeach the Supreme Court's Chief Justice. They did not believe in the Supreme Court's verdict in Rafale. They did not believe in the CAG report. They do not believe in the CBI of the country. So who would investigate? Mama ke ghar se बुलाएंगे क्या? मायके से बुलाएंगे investigate करने के लिए? कहाँ से बुलाएंगे बताइए? Who will investigate and then you will believe?
No, so Pawan Khera,
no,
one second, Mr. Khera, here's the question I want to ask. Even if you dismiss the option of going to the police and filing an FIR, Rahul Gandhi getting his own phone examined is a point that has merit. If he gives it to Citizens Lab, for example, and that phone, it is proven has the Pegasus software in it, that is clinching evidence, sir.
Is Rahul Gandhi fighting this battle for his own privacy? No, maybe that's the BJP culture. सिर्फ अपने ही लिए लड़ते हो, और ये दोनों मोदी और शाह तो सिर्फ अपने लिए जीते हैं, अपने लिए लड़ते हैं. उनको नहीं चिंता. दत्तात्रेय होसबोले तक का फोन, अपने ही मंत्रियों के फोन. राहुल गांधी लड़ाई लड़ रहा है महिला पत्रकारों की, राहुल गांधी लड़ाई लड़ रहा है सीबीआई डायरेक्टर की, जिन अफसरों का आपने हैक करवाया फोन, या जिसने भी कराया पता लगाइए किसने कराया. चोर को दे दे अपना मोबाइल, जिस पर आरोप है चोरी लगाने का, जिस पर आरोप है जासूसी करने का, उसको अपना मोबाइल दे दे.
Give it to Amnesty, give it to Citizens Lab.
Rahul Gandhi is not fighting a battle for his own mobile or his own privacy. This battle is for India. This battle is for all the journalists, family members, women family members of the bureaucrats. Imagine, Rahul, it's a dual server. The information that was being accessed by hacking the mobiles was also going to a foreign country, and this government is not worried. यहाँ बैठकर कह रहे हैं वॉट अबाउटरी कर रहे हैं, अरे मामा को दे दे, चाचा को दे दो, नाना को दे दे. मजाक बना रखा है अपने देश का. करिए ना इंक्वायरी.
No, but Mr. Khera, given the fact that your opposition has said that the Supreme Court seems to be leaning towards the establishment, you've raised questions about the functioning of Supreme Court judges, you've said institutions have been corroded, you don't believe in a JPC or an IT panel probe because that would be partisan. How is it that you can have an investigation which will satisfy you? If it's a JPC probe or an IT panel probe, you'll dismiss it, saying that the BJP dominates it, that they're not allowing for a free, fair probe.
Rahul, that's a very unfair question. Did we say no to a JPC in Rafale? We know JPC would be, majority would be BJP. Yet, we want a JPC because in the JPC, they will be able to access the files, file notings, dissent notes, so on and so forth. Now, IT, the standing committee is being sabotaged by the BJP. Are we saying no to a standing committee? Who is not ensuring that the quorum is not fulfilled? It's the BJP. Don't accuse us of, they are sabotaging the standing committee. They are sabotaging everything. Now, we have demanded a judicial inquiry. Why shouldn't they have a judicial inquiry? Why shouldn't they have a discussion? Why shouldn't the government order an inquiry?
In the IT standing committee meeting, Sambit Patra, BJP members showed up, didn't sign the rota, as a result of which there wasn't a quorum the government bureaucrats who had to come and depose before the IT committee 1 hour before the meeting was to start said they couldn't come. Now that seems to be very partisan behavior on the part of your MPs and bureaucrats in your government, sir.
See, Rahul, I will answer in a sequential manner, and of course I will conclude by answering on the IT committee, which I am going to do. But it was ridiculous, in fact astonishing and shocking, that the Congress spokesperson says Rahul Gandhi is not fighting for his own privacy. He is not fighting a battle for himself. He is fighting for journalists and others. Astonishingly, if a murder takes place and you have a murder weapon at your home, and if you want to fight for justice, will you not submit the murder weapon as an evidence? This is exactly what Rahul Gandhi said yesterday in the press conference, that there is a weapon inside my mobile phone which I know. But then the spokesperson and Rahul Gandhi, both of them submit that we are not going to show that weapon to the country because we are not fighting for ourselves. We are fighting for XYZ journalists. We are fighting for them, not for ourselves. So we will keep this murder weapon concealed away from the sight of the world. Why? Why is my question? Why? If you are so damn sure that it is NSO, it is Pegasus, which are responsible for us, पैसा खाया है क्या NSO से? पैसा खाया है Pegasus से? दिखाओ ना, निकालो Pegasus को, submit your phone. Why? Have you taken commission from Pegasus? That you are reluctant in showing the murder weapon, you are reluctant in divulging the details of your phone. What is there?
You made that point, Dr. Patra, but I want to bring you back to the question that I asked, which you haven't answered so far. You made that point. It's a good point. I'll go to Pawan Khera. But respond to the question that I did ask you, which is to say that why did your members boycott the IT standing committee, the parliamentary committee? Why did they not sign? Why did bureaucrats boycott?
You cannot lay the agenda of the IT committee in front of the media and to the public well before, in fact, that is addressed to the committee members. And this is what exactly was done in an illegal manner, in an unparliamentary manner, I would say rather, in the IT committee. They wanted to discuss on Pegasus, but the members of the IT committee were not informed. Rather, the media was informed first, number one. Number two, while the biggest house of democracy, the parliament, is on, why not discuss on the floor of the parliament? While on the floor of parliament you tear papers, the concerned papers of the IT ministers addressing you on Pegasus, you throw those papers into air and then you want to show that you want to discuss about Pegasus? That's not the way, Rahul. There are certain laid principles and certain laid rules as far as committees functioning are concerned. You have to really function according to the rules.
Okay, let Pawan Khera respond to that, that the IT committee didn't follow parliamentary procedure, that the agenda was made public, which is why BJP members didn't show up, because it seemed to be poised to be a highly politically polarized meeting, which is why the MPs didn't come.
Now, that's a good angle. My friend Sambit Patra has given another reason for us to now suspect this government. You're right. मुझे लगता है Pegasus कंपनी से आपने पैसा खाया है कि आप उसकी इंक्वायरी नहीं करने दे रहे. Why are you standing with Pegasus? Now I know NSO के साथ आप क्यों खड़े हैं, because you have taken money from NSO. Now you've given me the answer. You want Rahul Gandhi to give his phone to Citizens Lab in Toronto. You do the inquiry. We'll give whatever has to be given. जिसको जो देना होगा, फोन देना होगा, लैपटॉप देना होगा, दे देगा. आप इंक्वायरी तो करिए ना इंक्वायरी. फिर देखिए कौन कौन आता है उसके पास. इंक्वायरी भी नहीं करेंगे. राहुल गांधी ये कर दे, राहुल गांधी वो. अरे सरकार आप चला रहे हैं, राहुल गांधी चला रहा है कि हर की कुछ राहुल गांधी करेगा. करिए ना इंक्वायरी. ना राफेल पे इंक्वायरी करेंगे. चोरी मेरे देश में हुई, इंक्वायरी फ्रांस में हो रही है. चीन घुस रहा है मेरे देश में, प्रधानमंत्री क्लीन चिट दे रहा है चीन को.
Okay.
NSO की इंक्वायरी इजराइल करवा रहा है.
So I want to show our viewers, in fact, what's happening internationally. While this political war rages on in our country, Israel has now become the latest country to launch a probe into the Pegasus project. NSO, the company that makes the spyware, is based in Tel Aviv, and Israeli officials visited its headquarters to investigate. This after countries like France, Hungary, Mexico, Algeria have also launched probes into the allegations of snooping.
The Israel government is now investigating NSO, the technology firm whose spyware Pegasus has been allegedly used to target journalists, activists, politicians and business executives across the world.
Israeli government officials visited the offices of the hacking company NSO Group on Wednesday. An investigation published last week by 17 global media outlets claims that phone numbers belonging to notable figures were targeted by the firm's spyware called Pegasus. The Ministry of Defense did not specify which government agencies were involved in the investigation. However, Israeli media previously reported that the Foreign Ministry, the Justice Ministry, the Mossad, and the Israeli military intelligence were looking into the company following the report.
Pegasus, the now notorious spyware, is NSO's best-selling product. But the company that is facing global heat after the Pegasus project scandal exploded maintains it has done no wrong.
Meanwhile, NSO, which has already denied the allegations according to which it has enabled unauthorized surveillance on mobile phones, said that it is working with full transparency with the Israeli authorities. They added that they are confident that this inspection will prove the facts are as they declared repeatedly by the company, and they believe that the allegations made recently by the media will be proven as wrong.
Despite the emphatic denials, trouble is mounting for NSO. The French government has said that it will question Israeli Defense Minister Benny Gantz after Emmanuel Macron's phone showed up on the leaked list. French prosecutors have already launched a probe that would focus on the use of Pegasus spyware by Morocco's intelligence agencies. The investigation has been entrusted to France's Central Office for Combating Technology-Related Crime of Information and Communication, an arm of the judicial police. Mexico's president has also launched a probe into the software following revelations that the previous administration had used the software against him, his family members, and advisors while he was running for president. Hungarian prosecutors have launched a probe into the alleged unlawful surveillance of critics of Prime Minister Viktor Orban. Human rights organizations have also said that they're alarmed over reports that 50,000 phones of high-profile people were hacked using the Israeli spyware Pegasus. UN Rights Chief Michelle Bachelet has called for regulating the sale, transfer and use of surveillance technology, while the European Commission chief has said the scandal is completely unacceptable. And trouble is only mounting for NSO. Reports suggest that the private equity company that owns the spyware company is being liquidated. London-based Novel Pina Capital, which bought the NSO group in 2019, is being dissolved after a dispute between its co-founders. Its liquidation leaves the future ownership of NSO unclear, just as the company is grappling with the fallout of a vast electronic espionage scandal. Bureau Report, India Today.
Now, the big problem with the position the Indian government seems to have taken, Dr. Patra, is that even in Israel, where if something went wrong, the government has maximum to hide because their own country's reputation, the company's reputation is at stake. They've had raids, they've had investigations, they've had visits to the company NSO. There's a tiff between the founders, the holding company is being dissolved, the government has confirmed they are probing what NSO was up to. Now, if in Israel, where this crime was allegedly committed, there is an investigation, how can the Indian government take the position, nahi ki theek hai, hua, nahi hua, it doesn't really matter? Does this therefore, in the context of what's happening in Israel, not deserve an independent investigation in this country? Dr. Patra.
Rahul, I mean, just let me draw a corollary to this. Has a single so-called victim, most of these people are crying foul and saying that we are all victims. Rahul Gandhi is a victim, some nondescript journalists, they are saying that we are victims. Has any of this victim gone for a complaint? Has any of them said in apart from a press conference in a police station that, well, yes, here is a complaint, I was hacked.
With respect, Dr. Patra,
none of them has complained.
You're not answering the question that was asked.
Yeah.
Which is the one country that has the maximum to hide if these charges are untrue or true? It's Israel, because it's their national reputation,
Rahul,
is the reputation of their country. They've ordered a probe. They've had a raid at the office of the NSO.
Rahul, to be precise and to be very humble, let me put this thing in a perspective. I don't want to follow what Israel does or Hungary does or, for that matter of purpose, Italy does. I am concerned about my parliament. I believe that Indian parliament is sacrosanct for Indians. We are not to be guided by the parliament of any other nation. I believe and have complete faith on the parliamentarians, including the opposition parliamentarians of India. I believe they will indulge in a fruitful discussion. Rather than holding placards, they should hold up facts. Hold up the facts.
Dr. Patra,
show the smoking gun.
Dr. Patra, I want to quote to you what Arun Jaitley, former BJP leader, said on the 22nd of August 2012. We are not interested in a debate, said Mr. Jaitley. What is there to debate? This is when, on the issue of different investigations, they were asking either for a Supreme Court monitored probe or a JPC, and we had similar circumstances playing themselves out. You know, Parliament's job is to conduct discussions. Many a time Parliament is used to ignore issues, and in such situations, obstruction of Parliament is in the favor of democracy. Therefore, parliamentary obstruction is not undemocratic. This is not Pawan Khera or Rahul Gandhi. This is your own former leader, Arun Jaitley.
Rahul, with all due respect, let me tell, Arun Jaitley was a tall leader. What he said had a perspective. Today, had Arun Jaitley been present, had Sushma ji been present, tell me what they would have said. They would have said debate on Corona first, disruption on Corona, disruption on COVID, disruption on vaccination. This is an anti-national act. The country really wants its representative to be debating on their lives. We have lost thousands of lives, lakhs of people in fact. It is a duty of every parliamentarian to speak up and stand for the people whom they represent. I am astonished on presumptions and assumptions. The opposition party is stalling the parliament, does not want to discuss about the issues on which they themselves spread canards. They said vaccination nahi ho raha hai. They said that people died because of corona, the government was not doing anything. Why don't discuss these issues in the parliament? You want to disrupt the parliament? Don't debate, not debate all these issues of prime importance? Well, after corona, debate Pegasus. We have enough days left. Please debate Pegasus. Meanwhile, outside of Parliament, the victims should march to a police station and submit their phones. If they don't believe in the Indian system of judiciary or the Indian police system, they can go ahead to the amnesty. They can go ahead to Toronto and submit their phones there. Rahul Gandhi can do either.
Okay, so the point you're making is if you don't want to give it to Rakesh Asthana and the Delhi police, you can give your phones to Amnesty or to the Citizens Lab.
Rahul, there one set of evidence or one set of, let's address two issues. One is, there is a list of potential targets leaked across by journalists. There is evidence on 10 mobiles as found by the Citizens Lab, which had traces of hacking. Now, shouldn't the government take suo motu cognizance, because the list is very serious? It involves bureaucracy of our government, and that too heading CBI, an investigating agency, access to a lot of confidential information. Shouldn't the government be worried that this confidential information has gone to X country or Y country? No, they want कि अपने फोन सब दे दो मुझे. क्यों साहब? बिना फोन दिए तो आपने ये कांड कर दिया. फोन दे देंगे तो पता नहीं क्या कर देंगे आप. तो छोड़िए, आप तो फोन मांगिए मत संबित जी.
You're now saying who will give you the phone, Dr. Patra? Given these charges, Pawan Khera is saying who will feel safe giving his phone? न जाने क्या डाल के वापस दे दोगे?
अभी तो दिया नहीं था तो ये कर दिया आपने, तो दे देंगे तो पता नहीं क्या कर देंगे. इसलिए आप तो मत मांगिए, तो धमकी है. धमकी मत दीजिए, खत्म होने दीजिए, खत्म होने दीजिए.
राहुल जी, आप मैं बोल लूं प्लीज, अगर इन्होंने बोल लिया.
Mr. Khera, you made a point. Mr. Khera, you made a point. Let Sambit Patra respond. Sambit Patra.
Just give me 10 seconds.
Okay, Rahul, can I please reply? Rahul,
when you do a survey,
discipline, please,
you do a random survey. You do a random survey. आप क्या पूरी 140 करोड़ जनता से पूछते हैं सवाल कि कौन जीतेगा अगला चुनाव? आप रैंडम सर्वे करते हैं. सिटीजंस लैब में रैंडमाइज करें तो 10 फोन या 20 फोन जितने भी फोन से उस पे आया.
पवन खेरा, you completed your argument. Let Sambit Patra respond now. जब फोन नहीं दिया तो he is alleging आपने हैकिंग कर दी. फोन दे दिया तो आप पता नहीं क्या करके वापस करोगे. That's the charge. Respond to it, Dr. Patra.
So in fact, they want a murder investigation. They don't want to show the dead body. They don't want to show the crime scene. They want to conceal the murder weapon. And they say, कर दो ना, investigation कर दो. I have not seen such kind of ridiculous people. अरे काहे बात, हम फोन नहीं देंगे, आप इन्वेस्टिगेशन कर दो. कैसे इन्वेस्टिगेशन होगा? फोन नहीं देंगे तो कैसे होगा? मैं तो बोल रहा हूं, इंडिया में आपको भरोसा नहीं है. राहुल गांधी इज वेलकम. प्लीज ननिहाल में इन्वेस्टिगेशन कराइए. ननिहाल पे तो विश्वास होगा ना. इंडिया का सुप्रीम कोर्ट पे विश्वास नहीं है, इंडिया के हाई कोर्ट पे विश्वास नहीं है, इंडिया के पुलिस पे विश्वास नहीं है. ननिहाल पे तो विश्वास है ना. ननिहाल जाओ,
जासूसी करवाते हैं.
ननिहाल जाओ,
जासूसी करवाते हैं बाहर से अपने देश के नेताओं,
ननिहाल
अपने
जाओ,
देश के
इन्वेस्टिगेशन कराओ.
माफ करिएगा, महिला पत्रकारों की जासूसी विदेशों से करवा रहे हैं.
Rahul, I never spoke in middle of Pawan.
शर्म नहीं आती.
Can I please complete?
Pawan Khera, let him complete. No, this is not right. Mr. Khera, this is not right. Mr. Khera, let Sambit Patra complete, please. Turn Pawan Khera down. Let Sambit complete.
This is not fine. This is not fine. This is not fine. I did never interjected. Rahul, this is ridiculous on a serious note. Rahul, if they want investigation, they right now submitted to you saying that none of us want to submit our mobile phone. So how would an investigation take place? I mean, just imagine none of them want to submit any kind of evidence. Leave aside, you don't want to go and submit your phone voluntarily. Even if tomorrow, supposedly we have an investigative team, you don't want to submit your phone there because you don't have faith on the investigative team.
But it's not about want
so it is just
or not.
a ruckus that they want to create. They don't want an investigation.
Sir, if an investigation is ordered and the CBI, for example, is investigating or some other agency is investigating, as per law, they can demand that from Mr. Gandhi and the others. They won't have that option. Once the probe is ordered, they have to give the phone, they have to submit the phone for investigation. There is no option, sir.
Well, let me answer that. Let me answer. They have a wide range of option right now, in fact, to show the government in poor light. My simple submission, and let me repeat, this is a fundamental question that I'm repeating. Okay. If you are so sure that your phone has been hacked, Rahul, supposedly, I mean, your namesake, let me not say Rahul Gandhi, let me not disturb my friend. Supposedly you, Rahul, the namesake, you are so sure that your phone is hacked. Would you just read that out in a press conference? Would you just inform your viewers that my phone is hacked and there's a weapon in my phone? Of course not. Apart from saying that, you will visit the nearest police station, the forensic laboratory, whatsoever, and you will get rid of the weapon. That is what any responsible citizen would do, to expose the injustice, to hide the injustice, not to expose and not to report the injustice is
Rahul,
equally
I'm out of time.
justified.
Pawan Khera, I'm out of time, so I have only 20 seconds for you to conclude, please.
Yeah, sure. Rahul, I think the government is standing more exposed.
In 20 seconds, they can agree for an FIR at least.
But Rahul Gandhi did not hold a press conference. First, the reports came out that his phone was also targeted.
Rahul Gandhi did not hold a press conference.
Now the government
he was being teachered by Mallikarjun Kharge.
When you are standing with a private company in Israel, you are not standing with India. You are not standing with the CBI director. You are not standing with the judicial officers of India.
From behind. Rahul, thank you बोल दो, thank you बोल दो. ज़्यादा फोन मत दिखाओ, ये सब कर रहे हैं.
ये आपका कंपनी प्रेम जो है ना, ये बहुत पहले से है. पहले ईस्ट इंडिया कंपनी से था, फिर अभी इजराइल की कंपनी से है. आपका कंपनी प्रेम बहुत भारी पड़ेगा.
Found a new teacher, Mallikarjun Kharge.
So I'm going to end this debate. I don't want this to degenerate. We don't allow our debates to fall to the level of a banana republic. That's not how we conduct debates. We try and lift the standard of the debate, and we want our debaters to win through the power of their argument, through the logic that they put out, not by the noise that they make. You've heard from Sambit Patra, you've heard from Pawan Khera. Both have put out their positions as best as they could articulate. It'll be interesting to see what happens next, because the government is essentially hoping that as the time wears on, India will move on and that there is no need for a probe. But the counter here is that countries like France, Algeria, Morocco, Mexico, Israel have ordered investigations. The US is demanding an investigation. This is a story we'll track in terms of how it evolves and develops over the next few days and weeks.